Thank Rassilon you're here, innocent. The poor child has been crying all night. I can't make him stop. He keeps wanting to run back to his little barn of his to wallow in his own self-pity, but I know better for him. After all, Master Quincy's requested me to keep an eye on him. He would be here dealing with the child, but he thought you were much more suited to the job. Apparently, you two are rather close.
Yes, you would be quite right. My dear cousin has a soft spot for me. Apparently I'm kinder than the rest of the children. I don't blame him. This place is a hellhole. The House of Lungbarrow has never been a most happy place. But stand aside. I'll look after him.
How?
How else? To tell him a story. A story about the person he will become and of the monsters he will face. The monsters that one will always face in their lifetime. But as he knows, there's always a darkness to the story. A darkness embedded into our history. Gallifrey's history. Tell me, have you ever heard of the hybrid?
Fine, we'll do it your way, but you'll have to come around sooner or later.
Not yet. Not yet. Oh, there's still so much to do. Just another dream. Good morning, sleepyhead.
You look knackered. Another bad dream?
You could say that, Rachel.
Oh, well, I promise you all is alright. You're here now. Home. If you could call this dump a home. You know how I feel about this project, Josephine. The infamous Project 56.
I know, but we were assigned to it, weren't we? To oversee it all. Seems Stanion's development center has absolute faith in yours and I's abilities. But don't look so down-faced. At least we're together.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Come here, give me a kiss.
Anyway, best get some breakfast and then we can see about getting work done for today. That will do much, but a little progress always helps. And besides, they do say nothing is more important than the project. Our personal lives come later.
Yes, better get changed. Don't want to walk out of here without my knickers on. Ben would have a field day if he saw me without a pair.
I bet he will.
I may be a doctor, but I don't handle a man's personal biological instruments. It's not in my contract.
Yes, well, we better get changed. And remember, it's Professor when we're working, okay?
Okay, Professor, but I have one question, if you'll care to answer it, that is.
For you, darling, anything. Now, come on. What's on your mind?
Well, it's silly, really. But alright. When we die, what do you think will happen? I mean, do you, as a scientist, believe there's a thing such as the afterlife? Or is there just nothing?
Had any luck peeping Tom?
Not last night, I'm afraid. I knew I should have suggested drinks over dinner. The girls get real crazy after a drink or two.
You really are a misogynistic prick, aren't you, Ben?
Guilty as charged. What about you? How was your night?
Fine, I suppose.
Any fantastical dreams of being a spy? I will confess I don't see why you would be so entertained. From what you tell me, you are quite the failure. Even a simpleton like me, who's get a thing or two right.
Well, good thing they're not your dreams. If they were, they'd just be hours of sex over and over again, with you going down on a poor dumbfounded woman like you're James fucking Bond.
Well, he was lucky with the ladies.
Yes, but let's be glad he's fiction. If he wasn't, I believe you might have had a change in career, and then who would be helping me?
No idea, but I'm thinking of a change of pace anyhow. I mean, what is the point of being stationed here if nothing interesting ever happens? What is this project all about?
No idea. The scientists refuse to tell me all the details. Must be top secret or something. But don't bother your perverted little mind. We've got work to do ourselves.
Work? What work?
Well, apparently you have some very important work. Checking the little girls out, for instance. Don't worry, tonight's my turn to be on surveillance. You can have your little, well, whatever you do when you have time to yourselves under the sheets, that is.
Thought you needed a wake-up call. Been up all night again?
Yes.
I see. Well, it doesn't do you any good. Look, I know this project is important and that you were a vital asset to the team, but you need to look after yourself.
Amy, please. It's not about the project.
Then what is it? Me and Luke have been worried about you. You work on that thing night and day. The professor may not mind whatsoever, but quite frankly, I don't think she cares to bother.
She does. It's just... I refuse to sleep. It's just... Whenever I go to sleep, I have these dreams of another life. A life so wonderful, but yet so cruel. A life where the mere concept of death holds its very grip on it. The worst thing is, these aren't normal dreams. They seem so real, so vivid. I can't go to sleep because once I do, the nightmare starts again and again and again. So please don't tell me what I need to do or don't. You're not my mother.
Well, sorry, just trying to help a friend out. But Hayley, you do need to get some sleep. It does no good for the project if you just kneel over and die on us. And besides, you know what they say, nothing is more important than the project. Our personal lives come later.
The project. Huh.
Well, how was she? Knackered, I suspect.
She looks awful. She's gone to sleep, thankfully, but 3 nights in a row, on and off, it's not good, I tell you. That kind of thing happens for teenagers, but not for a young working adult like her.
I understand what you mean. It is quite ridiculous. Wouldn't you agree, Professor?
Yes, but do cut out that sharpness in your voice when you address me, if you please. You do, after all, rely on me for a positive review, do you not? But I do agree it isn't most worrying, but she is doing a good job. All those hours she could be sleeping, she's been working. An admirable young lady, I must say. If she can work as hard as she does, she'll make a great mother.
You disrespectful, patronizing bitch!
Well, what do you expect? All sunshine and rainbows? I'm afraid that isn't the case. We're all locked away in this dingy little hole, not to be let out until the project faces completion. I am what you say a bitch, but not without good reason, and I do care. I just don't show it well. Now please, enjoy breakfast.
I've had enough for this morning, thank you!
Amy, Professor...
Rachel?
Yes?
You're the sympathetic one. Remind me to apologize to Miss Goss and talk to Hayley later, will you? For now I have much bigger priorities. The project must come first.
Sure thing, Professor.
Oh, one last thing. That question you asked this morning? I think I might have an answer to it.
Oh?
Honestly, I don't know. It's a fact that nobody, not even the cleverest of people, can answer truthfully. But speaking as a scientist and seeing this world for myself, well, heaven may not be real, but hell most certainly is.
Cold tea. Great. Whoever designed and planned for this project really made a flaw. I mean, security not allowed to get their fair share of nutrients from the scientists? What a piss take. Oh, bollocks! I thought at least they had the decency to give us some decent lighting. Oh well, suppose I'd better do it. Let's see what's the problem. How ironic. The generator room. Bloody knew it! A faulty bulb, and they said that our bulbs would last us until the project was over. What bullcrap! Oh well, at least they thought about giving us some spares in case of any impossible instances like this. Bastards! Hello? Who's there? Daniel, is that you? Look, this isn't funny, mate.
Help me, Ben.
Daniel? Is that you? What's wrong?
Hayley, are you all right? You look tired all of a sudden. Pale even. What's up?
A monster is coming.
Monster? What monster? Hayley, have you been having bad dreams again?
A monster is coming. The project is a failure. Mom, I'm scared. I'm scared.
Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. It just looked like you were having a nightmare or something. You alright?
Yes, I'm fine.
Look, you're overtired. Go and get some rest and we can handle it all from here.
And what then? Are you preparing for another boost age in power today? You do realize without me that is quite impossible. Whether I like it or not, the project comes first.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? Very well. But if it becomes too much, I'll have to demand you leave. Doctor's orders and all that.
I know.
Well, You know what to do. I'll get Luke to bring over some more coffee. He's much better at it than his wife.
Where's the bastard got to now? Gone to fix the light bulb, I see. Better go and see if he needs a helping hand. Well, that sorts that problem out. But where is he? Oh, he better not be on a pissing panty raid. Oh well, better find him before he gets himself an earful.
Everyone ready?
Yes, Professor.
That's what I like to hear. And most importantly, what the project likes to hear. When we get back home, I will make sure to give a somewhat positive review. Now, fire away. Now let's keep that gentle. Don't want to overdo ourselves. After all, too much power at once could cause the machine to implode. Increase power capacity!
That hasn't happened before.
You're right, it hasn't. It could just be a simple side effect, but if she isn't careful, the whole base will go kaput.
More power! Come on, more power! Go and pick the girl up! She's letting us down! There's no time for sleeping now, young lady! More power! Come on!
Professor! We've got to stop! Hayley!
That was an order!
Professor! Josephine! You got to stop this right now! I don't know what on earth's going on, but it all started happening as soon as we powered up the machine. Hayley's unwell!
Rachel, you know that personal lives don't matter. The project must come first. More power. Fine. If you're all so incompetent, I'll do it myself.
Sure you want me to tell you? You sure you want to know the story about the hybrid?
One Stenny on 8 just happened.
Our psychotic bitch of a professor just tried to blow us all sky high. Luckily, when the machine blew, it only knocked us out temporarily. No serious damage, but could have been a lot worse under the circumstances.
Ugh. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
Well, it's no use now. As long as everyone is okay. Hayley?
Here, just a rough bump on the head is all.
You alright, hon?
River?
Sorry, what?
Sorry, just all of a sudden you reminded me of someone. But never mind. How is everyone?
Well, for one thing, I think you need to apologize to Hayley first.
Yes, I agree. Hayley, I apologize for what
It's alright. I know what the project means to you, Doctor. What it means to all of us.
Yes, but what does it mean to us?
Eh?
Well, it just occurred to me. What are we working on?
Well, now that you come to mention it...
Now, that is odd.
We don't even know what we're working on, and yet I mean, you guys put so much effort into this!
Drugs. Must be drugs. Perhaps when the machine went kaput, it knocked a bit of sense back into us. Perhaps our benefactors don't trust us after all. The miserable bastards.
There is another thing. Hayley, you referred to the professor as the doctor. Why is that? You know I'm the doctor stationed around here, don't you?
Well, I don't know. Must have been a slip of the tongue.
You sure?
Rachel, leave the girl alone. She made a mistake is all.
Yes, but it's interesting, don't you think? After all those dreams of yours, those dreams where you dream of being a traveler in time and space, someone called the Doctor?
Yes, well, it is odd, but I don't see what it's got to do with anything.
Well, I'd better check the machinery.
Oh, working as a technician as well as security? Oh boy, you two do keep yourselves busy, don't you?
Yes, well, believe me, if you were stuck down here with nothing to do but surveillance, making sure no third parties access the base by troublesome means, then you must surely appreciate the fact that it gets pretty boring down here, and us security officers like to keep ourselves occupied. Ben, on the other hand, found other incredulous means of occupying himself. Oh dear.
What's wrong?
You want the good news or the bad news?
Well, what's the good news?
I lied. There isn't any. Not only are we buried down here by the orders of our benefactors as a part of the contract, but we've now lost all source of light and unfortunately, what provides us our oxygen from steadying the surface. Which means in the next 5 hours or so, we're as good as dead.
Shit.
Please, no. No.
Well done, Professor. You got us killed after all. Want a medal or something? Sure, we can come up with something in the last few remaining hours we have left. Are you proud?
No, I'm not. I've always been headstrong, but I've never wanted you to get killed. I never wanted to put your lives at jeopardy. And now I have. I can fix this.
How? If everything else here is buggered up, surely the transceiver is as well.
It is, I'm afraid. I checked on it before I got here.
Well, that's just great. Bravo.
Look, I know I've made a mistake, but I promise you, as your professor, the one thing this so-called research project, whatever it is, I'm going to save you. I don't know how, but I will.
Josephine, this isn't like one of your dreams, you know.
I know, but I've made a fatal error in my judgment, Rachel, and it's my duty to fix it.
Did you hear that?
As if something was moving in the room that is far away from all of us. Wait, where's Ben? He's your partner in crime, isn't he, Daniel?
Yes, much to my dismay he is, but he's vanished, and whatever that noise is, I don't think it's him, and it's none of us, so what is it?
But I heard it!
We all did. You weren't imagining it. But there's something we haven't realized.
What is it, Doctor?
Sorry?
I mean, Professor, sorry. Well, what is it?
Hayley, when did she stop crying?
She's gone.
Hello? Hello? Professor, is that you?
Hello, pretty one.
But we all heard it, yes?
For the millionth time, yes, we all heard it.
What should be our worry is Hayley and Ben. As much as I hate to say it, I'm getting awfully worried about him.
I'm not. After all, I'll be more than happy if some monster was to come out of nowhere and gobble him up. Not a nice taste, grant you, but it would be doing us girls a favor.
Yes, well, I'm concerned too. Any ideas of where we could find him, Daniel? Perhaps if we find him, we'll find Hayley.
Well, we could try the surveillance room, but I tried that earlier.
Well, it's a start. We better all stay together. I don't know what's going on here, but I'll feel all the more safer if we stay together. Come on.
How on earth? That's not possible. They can't surely be functioning still. Oh my God!
What's the matter? Oh, don't come in. It's alright, hon.
It's not pissing alright. You know, I thought that perhaps this project might rekindle our relationship, being closer together and all. But it seems to have made you all the more cynical. And now Hayley's dead, and all you can say is, it's alright?
What happened?
It's Hayley. Oh God, she was torn apart. Oh, Jesus.
So that proves it. It seems my funny little joke is no longer funny. Someone or something is in here with us. Perhaps it's been here before we arrived. Maybe it's been waiting for its opportunity!
Yes, but if that's the case, it was left here deliberately.
But why? Whatever for?
We thought we were working on a scientific discovery, did we not? Well, what if it's not all it seems to be? What if this is nothing more than a trap into the lion's den?
You mean...
Yes, it seems this project is not a research facility, but rather an experiment. An experiment where this time nothing but a small group of humans are the rats.
Oh God. Oh God.
We better get out of here, back where we'll feel safest. I don't think we're alone here, not anymore.
Safe. Never safe.
Someone, get her a glass of water. Thank you. There you are, hon. Just try to remain calm.
You seem to be taking this awfully well.
Believe me, I'm not. And I could ask you the same question, but I know better.
Yes, you do. I shouldn't have asked. Sorry. So, what now?
Oh, I don't know. It's not like one of my mad dreams, is it? I'm sure everyone in here knows about them by now, don't they?
Well, yes, I do. I think we all do, but we never dared to ask.
Yes. I'm not crazy, you know.
You're not. I understand what it's like. Recently, I've been getting strange dreams myself. Dreams of another life. A life that maybe I could have led.
Wait. Why didn't you say anything about this?
Didn't think it was important. I mean, after all, only Ben knew, but I presume he's long since been, well, you know.
Yes, but that is most peculiar. Hayley had strange dreams herself. All three of us, for no apparent reason, have had a series of strange dreams. Dreams of another lifetime. But why?
I don't know. Nothing here makes sense anymore.
I just wish I had the beginnings of a plan.
There was something back in the surveillance room. Did you notice all the surveillance systems were still working in fully functioning order?
Wait, what? That's impossible.
I know, but it seems a lot of impossibilities are happening today. It does, however, give me an idea. We need light. I have a plan.
Attaching light sensors to the cameras, are we?
Look, I know it isn't really much of a plan, but it's a start. If our intruder friend, or whatever he may be, won't come out and greet us, then perhaps our cameras might be able to pick up on something. A shadow, perhaps.
Ah, I see. You clever boy. And if we know what we're dealing with, then perhaps we'll know how to dispose of it.
Precisely. There is one flaw to that plan, though. As much as I want to know what we're dealing with, it might not work. After all, this thing has been hiding from us for a very long time now. I just hope with the lights no longer working we might be able to lure it into a false sense of security. But on the other hand, it may be much cleverer than we perceive. How's Hayley? Heard you had her moved? Thank you, by the way. I wouldn't have been able to move her in a million years. Not in the state she was in.
Don't worry, I know. Besides, I want to have a look at her myself. An examination.
But Professor, Rachel's not fit to perform an autopsy. You saw how her reaction was as soon as she laid her eyes on the corpse.
But that's not what I meant. I'm aware of basic medical science, you know? I'm not actually qualified, I'll admit, but all the same, it might be good to know just what this creature of ours is capable of. Sound like a plan, Mr. Karlen?
Mr. Karlen? What makes you call me that?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose I like it, don't you?
Well, I don't care for it much, in all honesty, but Daniel will do me fine.
Okay, Mr. Karlen. Oh, chin up, I'm only joking. Anyway, it seems I've got work to do.
You called for me, Professor?
Yes, listen, you have a strong stomach, do you not? I'm sure a lad like you has seen a thing or two throughout the years.
Well, back in 9th grade, all my friends liked to punch my six-pack just to see how strong I was. Truth is, I always faked it, and so in turn it always hurt. Small prices to pay for teen popularity, I suppose.
So, basically, not at all then. I see. Well, you don't have to help anyhow, but I would prefer it if someone was with me. But I will warn you, what I'm about to do, Luke, isn't going to be pleasant.
Well, come on, it can't be any worse than what's going on right now, can it?
Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh my... Ooh.
I know, it's not a pleasant sight, hence why I didn't want the others to take part in the autopsy, especially not Rachel.
An autopsy? But, Professor, we aren't...
I know, but all the same, I want to know what this creature of ours is capable of, just what damage it can do.
I see. We may not get along, but with all this happening, I wouldn't want to leave you alone either. And besides, Daniel's looking after the other ladies.
Thank you. You don't need to do much, I promise. Just pass the instruments back and forth when I require them. Now that is most peculiar.
Well, don't just keep me in suspense, tell me!
It seems we may have misunderstood our creature. Look there. No bite marks, but there is tension in the flesh, as if something tugged on it and, well, tore whatever it wanted out. I mean, I suppose it could just be eating whatever it's looking for. But I don't think that's the case here.
What are you getting at?
Well, whatever happened to poor Hayley here, She wasn't eaten, but rather she was torn apart, bit by nothing more than extreme strength. Incredible, but horrifically barbaric at the same time.
So, are you trying to tell me that this creature is not using us as a valuable food source, but rather it's collecting our flesh, harvesting our organs?
It seems that way, but if this is a creature, surely it needs to find and feed on a sustenance of sorts. But if it's collecting our organs, our flesh, then what is it doing it for? Nothing has a reason without purpose, after all. Most complexing. But what if... No.
What?
Doesn't make any sense. What if the creature does need it to survive, but it isn't a nutrient? Then if that's the case, what is it for?
You sure you want me to tell you? You sure you want to know the story about the hybrid?
Professor! But
It's impossible. It defeats all scientific. Beware of what?
Beware of the hybrid.
What just happened?
Come on, we need to get back to the others.
Find out anything interesting with the body?
Enough to make me both curious but very worried at the same time, yes. How's the surveillance?
Well, thanks to Rachel and Amy here, the system is working in fully functioning order. But the important thing is, whatever our cameras detect, we'll see it.
Excellent. How are you, Rachel?
I'm okay. Just a bit rough, is all. Amy's been very helpful. So what did you find with the examination?
Well,
Oh no, no, no!
Well, that's it then. Our security systems are kaput as well.
No, wait, one of the screens still functioning. I think I can see something.
Hello, Daniel.
Ben! That's Ben! He's alive out there!
Alive? How wrong you are.
That's impossible. He can't hear us. There's no communication relay set into the systems.
But all the same, he can't. But have you noticed something?
It's his voice. It's soulless and deranged. It doesn't sound anything like him!
If it even is him.
Sure you want me to tell you? You sure you want to know the story about the hybrid?
Professor?
It isn't him. It isn't him.
Clever. I knew you would use what you had left to good use. I'll confess to say, the machine didn't cause explosion in the control center. I did. But I at least wanted to give you some advantage before I made you lose all hope. What do you think of my form?
I think I'm going to be sick.
What do you think of this decaying statue of mine that reeks nothing but death? What do you think of my rebuilding? The rebuilding of my figure. Does it repulse you? Good.
What is it?
I am the leftovers of a being long since dead, but somehow still fighting on to the life and survival is all I'll ever known. I'm a collective, if you will, a collective of remains of the lives I've taken to reshape myself. But here's the thing, if I am dead, how could I possibly still be alive and standing? How could I possibly exist?
That's because you're not real. You're not real at all.
Correct, but I am, as you see, real enough to have done all this. But you know the stories, don't you, Time Lord?
Joe! What's wrong? What is it?
No, I remember. I know what Project 56 is. I know what it is.
Oh my god, it absorbed it. Whenever it collects flesh, it absorbs it to manifest itself.
Yes, it's revolting, isn't it? And my voice, I'm rather afraid. Ben's vocal cords have been used to other necessary means. But the Time Lord's starting to understand. Now, unfortunately for her, it's far too late. You know the stories, don't you, Doctor? The stories that scared you when you was only but a little child. A boy frightened of a misruled fairy tale. A fairy tale designed to scare its people. A ghost story, if you will. But perhaps the fear comes from it having a grain of truth to it. You know the stories of the hybrid.
Josephine?
And so the false professor shrivels up in despair. And what about you, Mr. Karlen? What will be your fate?
Mine?
Yes, yours. Oh, and one more thing. Doctor, wakey wakey!
Honey, you okay? Darling?
Darling, I haven't been called that in a while, but it makes a change, I suppose.
You okay? Let me look at you for signs of concussion.
No, I'm quite okay. And soon all of you will be too. Now I'm here. Sorry I didn't get here fast enough. Took me a while to get everything sorted, but now I am. Everything's going to be okay, I promise.
Joe? No, you're not Joe. Who are you?
It's not a question of who I am, but rather what I am here for. I've come here to save you. Unfortunately, it seems I've come too late to save some of our other friends, but all the same, I'm here.
Just answer the question. If you're not her, then who are you?
I'm the doctor, and I'm afraid things are a lot more complicated than you think.